Those September nights are drawing in, but don't worry, because we'll keep you warm with all the exciting action here in Formula X. This is round number 6 at the Nordschleife. Number 6 at the Nordschleife. There we go. You get a bit of feedback there. We're at the Nordschleife in the Formula X cars. If you've never seen this before, prepare yourselves, because you are in for an amazing treat. So, before we go into the race though, let's look at the standings of the Formula X after 5 rounds. So our last round was at the Circuit de la Sarthe and was won by Supra in his Ferrari. The first time that Supra has won a race, the first time Ferrari won a race. The championship standings as we go into round number 6 are: leading championship is Matt Psycho for Williams with 71 points. Second, CSL Wolfbane for McLaren with 69 points. Nice. Unfortunately, Wolfbane cannot compete for the next 2 rounds because of internet issues, but fortunately he has got some good scores banked for his dropped score total. In third place is Supra for Ferrari with 57 points, unfortunately unable to attend tonight due to other commitments. In fourth place is Daz in his McLaren with 54 points on a run of second places currently. Fifth place is Digital Blasphemy for Mercedes with 53 points. Cthulhu for Red Bull, the defending champion, down in 6th place with 52 points, but still in the fight. 7th is SNL Jam for Alpine with 47 points. In 8th place is Guesty, who is back guesting and driving for McLaren in place of Wolfbane for the next 2 rounds, here at Nordschleife and then at Tokyo. Alexis Maximus is in 9th for Mercedes with 33 points. Noxie is in 10th for Aston Martin with 33 points as well. Then we have GT Racer for Red Bull with 29 points. Jacques Jajar for Williams with 28 points. Paleshi with 24 points. Pat has 11 points for Aston Martin. Cinemod has 4 points for Alpine. Jim has 3 points for Williams. Digweed has 2 points for Red Bull, and Alpine's other driver, Dawes, has 0 points. Looking at the team's championship, McLaren lead with 119 points, Williams are second with 90 points. Third place, just 1 point behind the Mercedes with 89 points. Ferrari have 81 points. Red Bull have 79 points. Alpine have 54 points and Aston Martin have 51 points. So as you can tell, it's very close in a lot of places. And hello everybody that is watching. Yes, it is a bit mad, Matt Psycho, around this track. And hello Daz, currently in the McLaren. So let's have a quick look at this grid, which is based on the past 3 results for the teams. For the drivers, so Pat is on pole, Cinemod is second, Jacques Jajar is in third, Paleshi 4th, Digital Blasphemy 5th, 6th GT Racer, 7th Noxie, 8th Alexis Maximus, 9th is SNL Jam, 10th is Guesty or Gusty, 11th is Cthulhu, 12th is Daz, and in 13th place is Championship leader Matt Psycho. The teams are split between Michelin and Bridgestone Rubber, and it's nice and easy again. We have both tyre manufacturers using the super softs and the mediums, so you can see there that Pat is on the mediums, so is Cinemod, but Jacques Jajar has got the super soft. Because of the nature of the circuit, the Nordschleife, it's very tight and twisty at points. That first section especially, we are using a rolling start. So without further ado, let's get them started. So, welcome everybody that is here. Hopefully, we will get going. We will see Pat leading them off down the back straight. So, let's see what happens in this race. Pat slowly rolling down the hill as we speed off, and they're away, and Pat leads from Cinemod. And Jacques Chajard is in third. He's on the super soft tyres. Let's just watch him. He'll be the one to watch, possibly, as they go through the tight, twisty section at the end of the lap. Everybody looks like they've got through this cleanly. Oh, I say that, and Noxie runs wide and has been overtaken by Alexis before we've even got to the start. Digital Blasphemy looks like he's got cheesy races. Jacques Chajard is running wide, is down into 4th place, and Digital Blasphemy has got himself up into 4th place already. This is a great start for the Mercedes driver. He won at Spa at the second round and dominated the race. Paleshi, finding himself at the front of the grid for the first time this season, will be hoping to get Ferrari back in the winner's circle. He's all over the back of Cinemod. Oh, just up over the crest. No space though. You can see the tight, twisting nature of this track. As we look further down the field, we can see how close they all are. Alexis in 7th place in the Mercedes, all over the back of Jacques Chajard. Jacques Chajard has not had a brilliant start after starting in 3rd place. I said he was the man to watch. He's actually fallen down to 6th. And Alexis all over the back. Is he going to go up the inside? He does go up the inside. He does squeeze past Jacques Chajard. Noxie in 8th. Noxie does not like this circuit. He's not a big fan. He's got SNL Jam behind him, returning after his break. Then we've got Guesty, Cthulhu. Matt Psycho has got ahead of Daz. And Daz has fallen back a little bit at the start of this race, so something's happened to Daz. But at the front we've got Pat, and he's defending against the Ferrari, Paleshi, who's all over the back of him. Down this fast section. Oh, they're both off! Both of them are off! So Cinemod, can Cinemod take the lead? No! Paleshi's back on track! And that's not a great angle, thank you, GT Sport. But Cinemod has got in front. Pat has somehow escaped with a bigger lead. Paleshi now all over the back, and then we've got Digital Blasphemy in 4th. Jacques Chajard is up to 5th. There's a yellow flag again. Who was that? That was Pat. Pat went off. Pat joins in front of SNL Jam, who's up into 7th place. He's got himself ahead of Alexis Maximus in the Mercedes. So Pat struggling a little bit. This tight, twisty circuit. Pat is on a pad. So let's see. Oh, SNL Jam hitting the curb a little bit hard. It's exposed him now to Alexis Maximus, who's got a great run down the back straight and has overtaken. Guesty is in fact ahead of SNL Jam as well. Guesty hits the back though of Alexis Maximus. SNL Jam has now passed both of them. It's chaos, and Daz has come from nowhere and he's in 9th. Guesty all over the track and has been overtaken by Noxie. And Matt Psycho has fallen back. Paleshi, oh, Paleshi goes off. Paleshi goes off. Cinemod now leads. Oh, I think Paleshi is having a little bit of connection issues. We'll see what happens there. Cinemod may have been put off by Paleshi because Paleshi's going crazy. Currently ahead. So Digital Blasphemy in 3rd place. A great start to the race for Digital Blasphemy. Up into 3rd. 4th is Jacques Chajard. 5th is GT Racer. 6th is Pat. 7th is SNL. No! SNL Jam has spun. SNL Jam has spun out of the head, out of the corkscrew. Let's just have a look, see what happens here. So Pat has come off. Pat rejoins. SNL Jam tries to go on the curb, but it just takes the car off the ground and it spins and he's beached. Not a great start. Paleshi having a bit of issue, going crazy all over there. We'll not watch that for a little bit because it looks like connection issues happening for him. So Cinemod in 2nd place. 3rd is Digital Blasphemy. Great start. Jacques Chajard in 4th. GT Racer all over the back of Jacques Chajard. Wolfbane has cursed me. Oh dear, I arrived and jammed spam. Yes, that's what happened. It was all Wolfbane's fault. That is what caused me to go off. So GT Racer all over the back of Jacques Chachard. Jacques Chachard had a great result here last season, came second. He's a specialist around the Nordschleife as we see the cars. And Jacques Chachard tried to go around the outside of Digital, but not getting the space. And then all of a sudden, look at the cars just suddenly come at him. We've got a great fight here. We've got Alexis, Daz and Cthulhu, who dominated this race last season. In 8th place, Guesty is 9th. 10th place is Nocti. Matt Psycho is in 11th. 12th is SNL Jam, who's going slowly. Must have been an incident with Pat, so let's just see what happened here. Oh, so Jam goes off to avoid Pat and then rejoins. Oh, and then there's a clash. Pat in the gravel. And Jam having to wait for Pat. Great to see that. So Paleshi is in second. 3rd place, just saw it on the screen. So Jacques Chachard got past Digital Blasphemy. Let's see what happens. So going into the mini court carousel, not the corkscrew, getting the corners, and oh, Digital ran wide, which causes Jacques to get past, and Digital is now 4th, GC Racer 5th, 6th, Daz 7th, Alexis 8th, Cthulhu 9th is Guesty, 10th is Noxy. They are all together. Paleshi's got a huge lead as he comes down the back straight, hitting 202 miles an hour. Then we've got Cinemod on his own a little bit, and the chaos behind then. GT Racer getting past Digital Blasphemy, who's got Alexis, his teammate, all over the back. Now, can these Mercedes work together and attack GT Racer? It looks like them fighting. And then we've got Daz on this outside, looking at it all. Look at the sparks flying. Oh, we've got a little bit of an incident ahead. Digital looked like he was getting a bit of sideways action. He's okay, though. Alexis is in 5th. 4th place is GT Racer. And they're all together after 1 lap. 10 laps of this track. Can they keep this up? I wonder. Paleshi will be hoping so. He's running away with this. He's got a nice clear bit of space from Cinemod, who's keeping it on the road, learning this car race by race. This is only his 2nd race in Formula X. Oh, I thought I'd cursed him. Running wide. There is a yellow flag though. Paleshi's off. Paleshi's gone off. Let's just see what happens here. Does he take a little bit too much curb? This is 3rd gear corner. Yeah, too much curb. Gets spat out on the exit. These cars, as soon as they lose their ground effects, they spit themselves off the track. So we've got the chaos now happening as Paleshi returns to the circuit. Still has the lead. That's how big his lead was. But Cinemod now goes past. So does Jacques Chachard. And GT Racer is in 3rd. They're all fighting. So Cinemod over the crest has got Jacques Chachard right behind him. And GT Racer there. Oh! Chachard over the back of Cinemod. This is fantastic racing at over 200 miles an hour. GT Racer is on the grass. Looking at the front of this race, Cinemod leads the pack for Alpine. It's been a long time since Alpine can say they've led a race. 2nd place, look at them all. Is Jaja. 3rd is GT Racer. Paleshi is in 4th. Then it's Digital Blasphemy in 5th place. Daz is in 6th. 7th place is Cthulhu. 8th is Guesty. 9th is Alexis. 10th is Nocti. And Matt Psycho has got himself back with the pack. He's 11th. Then we've got Pat in 12th, and 13th is Jam, who has pitted and has put the super soft tyres on. Different strategy then from Jam. Back to the front though, where we've got an Alpine sandwich of the whole field. We've said that with McLaren recently in this championship. We're now saying it with Alpine, and Cinemod's run wide. Cinemod has run wide, so Jacques Chachard now takes the lead. Will I have a voice at the end of this? I do not know. Paleshi 3rd, Digital Blasphemy 4th, Daz in 5th, Cthulhu 6th. They are all fighting. Let's go on board with the current champion. Oh, he gets a little bit of a block there from Daz, who had to lift off a bit, and Guesty's now having a look into the tight corner. And we've got Digital. Oh, and Paleshi's off. We just saw Paleshi on the outside of the corner there. Paleshi had a little bit of an incident. So that now means that Jacques Chachard leads for Williams. GT Racer 2nd, Digital Blasphemy is in 3rd and fighting hard with Daz and Cthulhu right behind him. Both of the drivers using all of the road. Cthulhu is there, braking hard. both fighting up ahead though. This is an immense battle with the 4 cars looking at 3rd place. Both McLarens are up there again. It's good to see the Mercedes up in 3rd place as it stands. It's a long way to go in this race, as we've already seen. I'll keep with this because Daz is looking for a move. He's got the overspeed. Oh, I've pressed the wrong button. Here comes Digital through the corners. He's got to run possibly on Jacques Jajar. No, braking hard down, approaching the carousel for the 2nd time in this race. Let's go on board with Digital Blasphemy through the carousel. Nicely done. And on the exit. So Daz is there. 6th place is Gessie. 7th now is Paleshi after a little bit of a scruffy lap. 8th is Alexis. 9th is Matt Psycho. 10th is Cinnamod after his off. 11th is Noxy. 12th is Jam. Pat and then Jam in 13th on his own. But GT Racer all ahead. 2nd is Jack Jajar. 3rd is Daz. 4th is Cthulhu. And 5th... what has happened to Digital Blasphemy? What has happened with Digital Blasphemy? Let's go back and just see what happens. He is fighting Daz. He's all on the circuit. It's a little wide. Can Daz get a run on him? Oh, there's a touch. And Digital's on the grass. And Guesty does incredibly well. Oh, there's a touch there as well. Digital now in 6th place. And oh no! Paleshi's just taken him off. Does Paleshi wait? It doesn't look like he does. And there's another yellow flag. Somebody else is off. Can't find out who is off. Digital now in 9th place. He's not had a great few corners. Cinnamod in 10th. Let's have a look at the front then. Jack Jajar leads. Then it's Daz in 2nd. Cthulhu is in 3rd. Gesty is in 4th. 5th is Alexis. 6th is Paleshi. 7th is Matt Psycho. 8th is GT Racer. Those must have been the yellow flags because he's got damage on the left-hand side of his car. Then we've got medium tyres of Digital. I think he's the highest medium runner. Then we've got Cinnamod. We've got yellow flags again at the front. It's Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho. Oh, those yellow flags ahead. Oh, so Gesty, I think, had a spin. Let's have a look. Let's go back. Sorry, we're missing a lot of the... So Gesty ran wide. Matt Psycho goes into the 2nd carousel and just gets too much curb, which beaches him. We saw this with Jam earlier in the race. He got beached. So Cinnamod gets past. Does Noxy get past Matt Psycho? He does. So he slides himself up into 10th, but back at the front, Jacques Jajar leading this race. Back on form, we come to the Nordschleife, and this is his domain. Jacques Jajar, very specialist around here. Coming through the last few corners. He won't pit this lap, I don't think, so the fuel this race was lasting about 3 laps. So we expect everybody to come in sort of lap 3, but obviously 3 laps does not divide nicely into 10, so we are going to have some interesting strategies. We've seen Jam come in after the first lap. Everybody else on the supers looks like they're doing another lap. Gesty is in 7th, 8th. Cinnamod, who's on the mediums, those medium tyres, looking a lot nicer than the supers. And we've got Matt Psycho in the pits, changing his supers. What does he do? What does he decide to do? So he's only done 2 laps here. So this is the strategy. As he lost position to SNL Jammer and Pat. As he comes out, he is behind SNL Jam. He's put the supers back on. So SNL Jam has gained position on Matt Psycho. Back at the front, we've got Jacques Jajar sliding the car. Then we've got Daz following very closely now. He's got a better exit. Coming up the hill. Can he perform a move round here? You can see how tight this track is in these cars. These cars are so wide that you have very little chance when you're following someone to overtake. Jacques Jachard, though, doing a fantastic job defending his position. Daz in second, Cthulhu in third. He won this race last season by just not overdriving. Paleshi is up into fourth place. After all his troubles, he's back into fourth. Fifth is Alexis Maximus. Sixth is Guesty. Seventh is Cinnamod, who's having an improved race as well. He's climbing back up the field. Noxie is in eighth. Ninth, GT Racer must have had an issue on this lap. Then we've got Digital Blasphemy as well, falling backwards a little bit. And setting purple sectors, it's SNL Jam on those super softs. So Jacques Jachard leads the drivers. He's leading Daz, but Daz is setting purple sectors as well. He's 4 seconds up at the moment. Currently, fastest lap is a 5:30 from Daz. That is not particularly clean, but he is flying now, and he's got the run on Jacques Jachard. Can he do it? No, he can't, but this is a long, fast section of road. This tight corner here, and then we open it up. Oh, Daz! Daz has spun! Spoke too soon as Cthulhu goes past. Will Paleshi? Yes, Paleshi. Fifth. Will Guesty get Daz? Daz is there. Oh, Guesty just misses his teammate. So Daz has dropped down to sixth. That's how quickly this race can change. So Cinnamod is seventh. Eighth is Noxie. Ninth is GT Racer. Digital Blasphemy is in 10th. But at the front, as we say, Jacques Jachard, specialist at the Nordschleife, using his Williams. It's been his championship leading teammate, Matt Psycho, who has grabbed all the headlines this season. But Jacques Jachard on the third lap here at the Nordschleife, leading and doing his bit for the Williams team. Jim will be enjoying this wherever he's watching. Williams team back with a vengeance. Mid-season last season. Oh, I say that, and then Jacques Jachard goes off. It's okay though. He's got away with it because Cthulhu's not close enough. Rockhouse will be looking at Cthulhu, thinking, "Come on, Cthulhu, let's get this magic back from last season, where you won the championship. You dominated this race last season. Can we dominate this race again?" Jacques Jachard came second to Cthulhu last season, though. He'll be looking to improve. It was his only podium finish in Formula X. And now he leads again. Will he pit this lap though? Look at this fuel, he's got a quarter of a tank left. I'd be tempted if I was Jacques to go round again, because Cthulhu's only got a quarter. Jacques Jachard using all of the road there. Paleshi definitely will be pitting this lap. So will Alexis. Guesty has quarter of a tank, and Daz is just behind him, his teammate. Look at the Gulf liveried McLarens, looking beautiful around the Nordschleife. Are there team orders, as Daz is the team principal and the only standard season driver. Oh, for the careful boys, Daz has gone off, possibly distracted by Guesty. It's okay though, because Cinnamod is currently fighting with Noxie, who is in 8th in his Aston Martin, using a higher line through the second carousel. It is a tricky corner. It's not particularly inviting in these cars, as GT Racer shows you why. SNL Jam up into 10th. 11th is Matt Psycho. 12th is Pat. So I believe we've lost Digital Blasphemy from the race. And Cthulhu's taken the lead. Let's have a look back at this then. It was a pass down the straight, 210 miles an hour compared to under 200. So not easy pass for Cthulhu down this straight. Possibly a poor exit by Jacques Jachard, because there isn't that much of a difference between the cars, surely, going down that straight. 10 miles an hour is huge. And Cthulhu then brakes hard and enters the pits. So does Jacques Jachard. Paleshi will enter too. Jacques Jachard 26%, 19% for Cthulhu, and then we've got 6 and 5% for the following drivers. Guesty is in, Daz is in, Cinnamod I suspect will be in as well. In he comes, Noxie is in 8th, comes in. Is everybody pitting this lap? It looks like they are. So SNL Jam will not be pitting. Can he get it? Oh! And Jacques Chachar's gone in and put the medium tyre on. A splash and dash from Jacques Chachar means that Cthulhu on the supers. Cthulhu must be doing 3 laps again on those. He's definitely got less fuel. Daz is in 3rd place on the mediums as well. SNL Jam now up into 4th place. Found himself into 4th with Paleshi in 5th. Matt Psycho all over the back of Paleshi. Paleshi's gone wide. Oh, Paleshi just gone wrong again. And oh, great move there by Alexis Maximus. Around the outside of Paleshi through the tight twisty section. Cinnamon in 9th place. 10th is Noxie. 11th GT Racer. And Pat coming down the back straight. Pat having his difficulties around this circuit, it would seem, but Jacques Chachar. Medium tyres. Big lead over Cthulhu. See, about 7-8 second lead from Cthulhu. Then we've got Daz a long way behind. So Cthulhu there. Then we've got SNL Jam behind Daz. We've got Matt Psycho making a recovery from a poor first couple of laps actually from Matt Psycho. He pitted a bit earlier, came in on lap 2. SNL Jam came in on lap 1. Was this the strategy to go off pattern with everybody else, have clear air during the race? Or have they been scuppered by the tactics of Daz, who's on the medium tyres? I think he's only doing a short run possibly on these tyres, judging by the fuel, because he's got a lot less than Cthulhu in comparison with Jam. Yes. So Jam and Daz have the same fuel. Jacques Chachar has a little bit more fuel than those competitors. So Jacques Chachar leads this race. As I say, Williams back on form since season 2. Had some sparks in season 1, but are one of the most winning teams in Formula X. They're one of the winningest teams in Formula X. Cthulhu in 2nd place there. 3rd place is Daz, not Daz. Dad is in 3rd. 4th is Jam. 5th is Matt Psycho. Let's have a ride with our championship leader through this fast section of corners. Setting fastest times. He's a second up on the fastest lap of the race. So you can see this is probably the calmest part of the circuit, to be honest. 190 miles an hour, 6th gear on the rev limiter, staying in 6th because it is uphill. Some nice speed there from Matt, and he's a second up on the fastest lap. So he's closing in on SNL Jam, and Jam a lot earlier on the brakes than Matt through that corner. So we can see closing up. We'll go through the carousel as... not the carousel. Yes, there we go. The carousel. Get the carousel and the corkscrew mixed up in my head, but Jacques Chachar still leads. 8th place is Paleshi. Oh, big fight here. This is where the action is, boys and girls. Alexis Maximus in 6th, Guesty in 7th. If we can press the right button, there it is. There is the right button. Guesty sliding this car. Guesty does an amazing job. He doesn't know the car that he's going in until really the last minute. Doesn't have much preparation for these cars in these races. He's in 7th place currently. 8th place is Paleshi. 9th is Cinnamon. Noxie is in 10th, having a little bit of a difficult lap on the last one. GT Racer falling back as well, and we have Pat. Oh, Pat drifting it through the corners. It's not the fastest way around the corners, but it does look effective. And Jacques Chachar. Is this his race? Lap 4. Can anybody get close to him? Because Cthulhu, he's got Daz chasing him down. Daz has got a bit of fuel, but Cthulhu's made an error. and has lost the position to Daz. Cthulhu makes an error out of the mini carousel and has lost speed. So let's have a look at that speed of the Red Bull. You can see the background, the Alpine and the Williams. Also very close up. Without a toe, it's about 200 miles an hour. So that is the power of the toe. 202 for the Alpine, 198 for the Williams. So the Williams is a little bit down on the Alpine, down that straight. But look at Matt go. And Jacques Jajar, as predicted, in the pits. He did the splash and dash. Daz is also in. Cthulhu, though, keeps going. So he's going longer. And so is Matt Psycho. So Matt Psycho and Cthulhu going longer. Jam is in the pits as well in his Alpine. Guesty and Alexis Maximus have passed as well. So who is going to be first out? Will Cinnamov get past? I don't think he will, because Jacques Jajar is out in 5th place. Then Cinnamov coming through. Yes, he's passed. Then we've got Paleshi. And then I think Daz has just come out. In 8th, 9th is Noxie, and 10th is Jam. So Jam is behind Noxie in the shuffle. Cthulhu, though, leading this race. This is somewhere he remembers from last season. Season 2's winner at the Nordschleife. Followed by Season 1's winner now, Matt Psycho in the Williams. Won the race for Aston Martin in Season 1. Said that was the one that mattered. Can he win this one? His teammate's looking very strong, though. His teammate has completed both the mandatory tyres, so he's on the super softs again. So has Matt Psycho, I believe? No, Matt Psycho has only done the supers. He's on the supers again, so he did 2 laps, and this, I suspect, is going to be a pit stop lap for him. The same for Cthulhu. Cthulhu's fuel, though. Cthulhu could do another lap. Interesting. Now, can Cthulhu go longer than everybody else with this car? The way it's set up, Matt has set the fastest lap of 5:21.557. Let's have a look further down the field. So we've got Guesty in 4th. 5th is Jacques Jajar, but I believe he might be leading this race. Then we've got Paleshi. 7th is Cinnamod. 8th is Daz. 9th is Noxie. 10th is Jam. 11th is GT Racer. And Pat is in 12th. Pat a long way behind, though. Again, just gaining experience in this car. This car is unforgiving. But once you start mastering it, it will improve you in every single car you drive in from then after. Cthulhu leading this race, though. Matt Psycho stalking him. There it is. There's the drinking game. Trigger. Have a drink. 2nd place for Matt Psycho. First, though, Cthulhu. But the big fight is Alexis and Guesty. We're just coming through the fast section. So Guesty all over the back of Alexis. Alexis changing his helmet, it looks like. Oh! Now! Oh, that was what happened there? It looks like Guesty slowing for Alexis, maybe? I don't really know what happened there. Let's just go back and see what happened. Let's go on board with Guesty. Oh, I don't really know. He backs out of it. Very strange. Maybe it was a touch. Let's see if Alexis is let pass by Guesty. Or whether the boys just decided this is racing. Let's carry on. I think they decided to carry on the fight. Oh, no, there we go. Alexis returns the favour to Guesty. Maybe a bit more forceful than normal through that corner. The carousel for Guesty. Jacques Jajar, though, right behind them. So Jacques Jajar looks like he's in a good position. Yes, he is, because Cthulhu will come out behind him. So will Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho all over the back with Cthulhu. looking very good. At the moment, the current championship leader has had 2 wins this season. The only driver to win more than 1 race this season. Setting purple lap times again. But surely, with that fuel load, he'll be in again. Cthulhu, though, I think will be staying out once more. I wish I could tell you with confidence when Cthulhu pitted. I think it was the end of lap 3. Judging by that lap time. So we're offset a little bit with our stops for the top guys. So Cthulhu doing a 3 lap and a 3 lap. Matt doing 2 lap and a 3 lap. They both go off though. Cthulhu having a bigger off though on the exit. Let's just go back a second. Let's see that again. So, just gets a slide. Manages to catch it though. I saw this last season, season 2. Cthulhu's very good at catching the car. Catches the car incredibly well and keeps that lead. Matt Psycho though will have a better run going down the straight. Will he overtake or just stay in the draft of Cthulhu? Does he think it's worth making a move? Yes, he does. He is coming up the inside and he's passed with ease. That shows you the difference between having a slipstream and not. But then Cthulhu gets the slipstream back. Can he have a quick look on the kink? They're side by side through the fast kink, 200 miles an hour, and they are touching. Wow. Cthulhu gets back the position. So Matt will be thinking, okay, if I've got Cthulhu behind me, I need to get the move done early on in the lap because Cthulhu will come back at me. Cthulhu sets his fastest lap of the race, stays out. Guesty has got Alexis following him again, so they've swapped positions again, these two. Nose to tail. These look like they're doing 3 laps and 3 laps as well. Jacques Chagin is up there. Has he got ahead of his teammate Matt Psycho? He has. Matt Psycho, though, looks like he'll get 5th because Paleschi is coming round the last corner. Does Matt Psycho come out? Yes, just! Oh, he ghosts and merges in with Paleschi. So Matt Psycho, that is key to this race, I think. If he was behind Paleschi right now, he'd be losing time, but he's got ahead of Paleschi. He's got Daz behind him. So Paleschi is on the mediums as well. So probably got another 2 laps on those mediums. That Psycho is on the super softs. Jacques Chagin in 4th ahead of his teammate though. And Cthulhu leads with Guesty setting purple lap times. 4 tenths of a second up on the best lap of the race in the McLaren. So showing his speed as always in the McLaren. Oh, fantastic move through the corners, showing you how high these curbs are in these Formula X cars. Lexus Maximus Stones is behind him, is following him along. Not quite as fast, but he's on the pace. Jacques Chagin there in 4th place. His teammate Matt Psycho in 5th. It'd be interesting to see where this all shuffles back. Then we have got Daz following Paleschi. Let's go on board with Daz. We're going through a fast section, so we're hitting around 180, 190, 180. Down into 3rd gear. This tight, twisty circuit, showing how dangerous it can be in these cars. There is no room. You can see Paleschi up ahead. You do not want to be catching these curbs from. They're there, but you can't touch them in these cars. As I say, as soon as it's off the ground, very close, Daz, into the corner, and Paleschi's on the grass. Oh, he's just kept it on to 6th place, but in 8th place is SNL Jam. Daz is looking at Paleschi. Paleschi's gone off. Paleschi gone off, but he hasn't. He's stayed there, and SNL Jam now takes 7th and pursues Daz. So Daz is up into 6th. Matt Psycho 5th. 4th place is Jacques Jajat, still with a nice gap over his teammate. Let's just have a look. Yeah, nice gap there between the two drivers. Cthulhu leads the race with Guesty in 2nd, closely followed by Alexis. Through the carousel goes Alexis in the Mercedes. We're hoping to get his season back on track. He's had to miss his first ever races in Formula X, in fact. The past 2 rounds, first ones without Alexis in the races, and he's been put under pressure by Jacques Chajard. So let's go on board with Jacques Chajard through this section. This is incredibly fast here. You'll be amazed at the speeds these cars can go through this section. 5th gear, little lift. Alexis getting a bit of a poor run. Down into 4th. Was there a yellow flag? I don't know. I didn't see one. But oh, a little bit on the gravel, but keeps it going. 8 seconds up on his best time is Jacques Chajard. Interestingly enough, Jacques Chajard's been leading this race. His lap times haven't been that fast. So he did do the double stop though, so he's only had one clear lap to drive. Look at the speed. We're doing 197 miles an hour. Having to back off through the corner. Oh, wow. How on earth was there not a big crash between the two? And that is some idea of what it's like driving these cars. These Formula X cars. Alexis has gone wide though. Alexis is off. He's having to fight his car. Oh, he's keeping it going forward. He's somehow managed to stay pointing in the right way. He's got big enough lead from Matt Psycho for it not to impact him. Daz is in 6th place. 7th, Jam. Kaleshi, 8th. 9th is Cinnamod. 10th, Noxie in the Aston Martin. There is 11th place. GT Racer as his teammate Cthulhu takes to the pits. Completely out of fuel. 4 laps to go. Let's see what he does in terms of strategy now, because he needs to do a run on the medium tyres, I believe. So does he do a 1 lap here, or does he do 2 laps? We see everybody else is coming into the pits as well. Jacques Chajard is back in the pits. He's got 24% left in the tank again. So that Williams is great. Matt Psycho leads from Daz. SNL Jab just comes out ahead of Cthulhu. And Cthulhu is on the medium tyres and has a full tank of fuel. So can Cthulhu do 4 laps with that car? It is possible. 5th place now is Jacques Chajard. He's done his stops. He's on the supers. I think, would that take him to the end? He's possibly hoping so. Kaleshi in 6th will have to stop again for sure. He's on the medium tyres. He's doing a longer run than some on these mediums. Guesty is in 7th. He's on the mediums as well, and full tank getting a bit of air as he attacks the curbs. Alexis has dropped back a little bit from his race-long rival. Again, medium tyres, full tank of fuel. I wonder if these guys are doing 4 laps on the mediums at the end. Super soft for Cinnamod. Then we've got GT Racer in the pits along with Noxie. I think that was Noxie leaving the pits though. There he goes in 10th place. And there we have Pat. Just 5 minutes 38 is not a bad time. It's just getting those clean laps for Pat. So Matt Psycho leads the race on lap 7 of 10. There's a long way to go in this race though, because of the nature of the circuit. It's 154 corners. It is a car breaker and it's driver breaker as well. It's just remembering where you are sometimes on this circuit, and also remembering what these cars do and don't like. SNL Jam is in 3rd. A bit of a recovery really from earlier in the race. The same for Matt Psycho though. Matt Psycho was way down the field at one point. He's now leading this race. looking strong with half a tank of fuel because Daz has got a quarter of a tank and needs to stop. So does SNL Jam. Cthulhu has a full tank of fuel, so he will come into play, I'm sure. Then we've got Jacques Chagard in 5th. Paleshi is right behind him, though, in 6th place. Both of these drivers not having the best of seasons in Season 3 so far. They will be hoping for better as the second half of the season starts here. 10-round championship. Oh, Paleshi! No. A bit too ambitious there. Hits the wall hard. Jacques Chagard takes the place back. Paleshi has to recover and has damage again on that car. He'll be happy though that he's been more competitive this race than we've seen him recently. Guesty is in 7th. 8th is Alexis Maximus. They are close together again. There you can see Alexis there in the background. From Guesty. 9th is Cinema. Patty's in the pits. And 10th is Noxie. So going back to have a look, just see where our battles are. I think our battles, it's the guaranteed battle of the race. Here it is. Alexis versus Guesty, part 24. Who's going to get the better run out of the carousel? Guesty goes down. Alex just not getting a good exit. I've cursed him. I've put all the pressure on Alexis, and that is what happens. But let's go on board with the Mercedes driver. Came second in the first race at the Red Bull Ring. Nearly won that race against Matt Psycho, so he has pace. As I say, had to miss 2 rounds, so that's put him further down in the championship than I think he would hope. But an ever-present, really, in the Formula X, apart from those 2 missing races. Let's see. Such a pleasure just driving these cars. They take a while to get used to, but trust me, once you start getting the hang of them, they are fantastic to drive. Let's go on board with Matt Psycho then, leading this race, the master of Formula X this season. One of the most dominant drivers. He's won 9 races in Formula X. Won the most races of any driver. Has the most podiums of any driver. I think has the most fastest laps as well. So this is a top class driver. Hasn't won the championship though. Missed out in Season 1. Season 2 there were other things going on. Couldn't commit to the full season. So is back though for Season 3. Unfinished business in this championship and leads the way, setting a fastest lap of a 5:16.8. Fantastic lap, and as Daz comes into the pits, that must be demoralising, and so does SNL Jam. These guys are a pit stop behind Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho will have to stop at some point. He has to put the medium tyres on as well. Cthulhu then coming past. He's got 3/4 of a tank of fuel. You know what? I think he can go to the end of the race on this. With these medium tyres, he can do 4 laps. Jacques Chagard in 3rd has got ahead of Jam and Daz. And Paleshi comes into the pits. So we've got a Williams 1-3. As Daz comes out of the pits, he's in 4th. What happens here? We've got SNL Jam comes out in between the fight of Alexis and Guesty. So Guesty will not be happy here. So we go through the first section. We've got Jam ahead of us. We've got our rival Alexis who's got the better of us. We're just getting a little bit too much curb. Too excited. Maybe a bit desperate to know that Jam has just come out the pits ahead of us. Thinking this might ruin our race. We've got a slow car though ahead. It's Alexis has had a poor run and he's got SNL Jam all over the back of him. So what can the Alpine driver do? It's very difficult to overtake in these cars. There's not much you can do. It's hard braking. The braking points are so small though in Formula X. There's very little you can do. Alexis, he's on the medium tyres. Jam is on the supers. Brand new super softs as well for Jam. Here he comes, looking all over the back of Alexis, coming through this section. This is a hard section. It's really frustrating to get right, but when you do get it right, it works so well. Oh, say that Alexis has a bit of a wiggle, so that means SNL Jam gets himself up into 5th and now has to fight to get back on the tail of Daz, who's just scampering away round the corner. You just see him sometimes on the longer shots, but Jam has got himself ahead of Alexis, who is in that Mercedes. Back at the front, Matt Psycho leads from Cthulhu. Nice comfortable lead from Matt Psycho. So it'll be interesting to see what happens when Matt comes into the pits, because they've got about a 20-second lead. Yeah, 20-second lead, 23-second lead. So it's not guaranteed with Matt where he'll come out. Jacques Jajar, half a tank of fuel. He's going to have to stop again, Jacques Jajar. He's got half a tank. Everybody else that seems to be running to the end of the race has got just under 3/4. We've got Jam pulling away now from Alexis. Guesty has fallen a little bit away from that fight. 8th place, Paleshi has definitely got enough to get to the end of this race. 9th, Cinnamon. What a baptism he's had. Le Mans, Circuit de la Sarthe, followed by the Nordschleife, 2 of the longest circuits we go to in Formula X. They say these cars are not the easiest to drive. But he has not put himself to shame here. He's riding up in 9th. He's ahead of Noxie. Noxie, as I say, not a big fan of this circuit. But he's still there in 10th. GT Racer, 11th. A bit surprising, really. Given how well he went last season in the McLaren, he's down in 11th. He's a lot better driver than that, been on a good run of form. I think Noxie, though, has gone off ahead of him. Yes, a bit of a close of the gap. And we've got Pat. He's just completed an outlap. He's on those medium tyres again, so not had much fun in this race, I don't think. But it's great to see him still out there, using it as a test session, getting used to the car, getting used to what you can do with the car as well. On with Matt Psycho, though. He's coming in at the end of this lap, so he will have to do 2 laps. I suspect he will change to the medium tyre. And then we've got Cthulhu, who is on mediums. So, what can Cthulhu do? Can he put the pressure on Matt Psycho, who's setting fast times? Absolutely flying. He's just about 8 tenths up on his fastest lap, but he has to pit. So he'll come into the pits now. In he goes. It's a tricky pit lane there. We haven't had any incidents where we've blocked the pit lane, but it is possible here. There's Cthulhu. Cthulhu's not had a great lap. He's 6.5 seconds down on his best lap. Jacques Jajar, on the other hand, could just see the speck of Cthulhu ahead of him, but he's got Daz right there. And can we see SNL Jam? No, he can't. Let's see if SNL Jam's got Alexis behind him, and if we go for this shot, can he see Daz? He can just about see him. And Matt Psycho comes out of the pits. He's on the medium tyres. Cthulhu hasn't even started the lap. Look at this lead Matt Psycho has. Absolute domination, possibly, but do we dare speak so soon? We've got 2 laps of this circuit, and it's not 2 laps of any old circuit. It's the Nordschleife here in Germany. Absolutely flying, as always, in that Williams. Cthulhu. Jokas will be happy with this, though. His driver is back on form for sure. 2nd place is great for Cthulhu. 3rd is Jacques Jajar. Is he having to fuel save, I wonder? Or does he have to stop again? I don't know if he can get to the end of the race with that level of fuel. No, there's no way. He will have to stop, surely. What a shame for Jacques Jajar, because he's driven fantastically. He's driven well enough to be in that podium fight. Wolfbane saying he wishes he didn't have to miss this race. It looks like it was a brilliant one. It is a fantastic race. The Nordschleife in these cars, it's very Marmite, I suspect. But I know one person that loves it. Matt Psycho enjoys it. Cthulhu loves it. Daz loves it. Jack Shajar loves it. SNL Jam could take or leave it, to be honest, at points. No, SNL Jam loves it too. Sure, Alexis loves it. Guesty, he loves every time he's in these cars. Paleshi will love it too. Cinnamod loves it. Noxie hates this track with a passion. But he's chasing down Cinnamod. He's chasing him down. Let's get on board with the Nordschleife master that is Noxie. Here he comes. So, he's got Cinnamod right in front of him. He's actually got a good exit out of there, so we have a chance possibly using the slipstream. He's 8 tenths up on his best time. So he's got Cinnamod up there. This is Noxie. Noxie won at Le Mans in Season 2. He's a race winner here in Formula X. He's got a good run on Cinnamod. What can he do, though? There's not much he can do. You have to lift off. You don't want to be having a move really through there, though it's tempting. He's just at the wrong point of the circuit to make a move. Let's have a look, though. Matt Psycho leads this race by quite a long way now. Cthulhu in second. Third place is Daz. He's got ahead of Jacques Jajar, as Jacques Jajar had to fuel save. He's on one of his best laps as well. This could be heartbreak for Jacques Jajar. SNL Jam has fallen a bit behind, really. In the Alpine, he's in 5th place. Alexis Maximus in 6th. Looks like he's got a Sebastian Vettel helmet on. The Spaniard? I don't know. You'll have to explain that helmet to me, Alexis. I don't know what that one is. He often has very nice helmets, Alexis. So I'm sure when I look at the photos that I'll see some details on that helmet that I'm missing on the live feed. Then we have 7th place Guesty in the McLaren, the Gulf liveried McLaren, ever since their rebrand from the Marlboro McLarens to these Gulf McLarens. They have been flying. Not much luck as the Marlboro McLarens, but the Gulf McLarens definitely championship contenders, leading the team's championship quite clearly. And Matt Psycho for Williams, current leader in the Drivers' Championship. His closest rival in the championship, Wolfbane, is not here, but Wolfbane has got 3rd place he can rely on, so he'll get 20 points in the bag. But if Matt Psycho continues like he is, he will get 26 points and pull out a bigger lead against his rival. Wolfbane says McLaren gives you wings. I'm pretty sure that Yokas, Cthulhu and GT Racer will disagree with you there. Cthulhu in 2nd place, a return to form for the defending champion, the number 81. Decided not to use the number 1 car this season, as he felt that Matt Psycho may have won the championship in Season 2. So as a mark of respect, he used the 81 this season. But Matt Psycho leading the championship, number 16. Comes through to complete lap number 9. He will enter his final lap. He's taken the lead from about lap 7, and he's not looked back. Leading as he is by quite a way. Probably about 20 odd seconds now. Cthulhu has done amazingly well though on those medium tyres. He's doing 4 lap stints. There I was saying that the fuel lasts about 3 laps. Cthulhu proving me wrong yet again. A 4 lap stint. Jacques Jajar, unfortunately, it is true, he had to come into the pits. Down the order he falls. Let's see how far he goes. SNL Jam is in 4th place, 5:22 on the last lap. It's not far off his fastest laps. Daz did a 5:20.9 though. And the guys ahead. Cthulhu 5:24. But doing one less stop, I believe, than those around him. Daz chasing down Cthulhu though. What can he do? SNL Jam in 4th. 5th place. Jacques Jachard gets out back into 5th. He definitely deserves this. He was on course for a podium. If he hadn't had a problem with the fuel, I'm sure he would have been up there. Alexis in 6th has got rid of his race-long rival Guesty. I'm sure they will have their duels at Tokyo. Palesci in the Ferrari is in 8th place. And he's setting purple sectors. Can he steal fastest lap on the last lap on the super soft tyres? It would be audacious. 9th is Cinnamod in the Alpine. 5:36, his fastest lap of the race. 5:32 for Noxie. Oh, pretend we didn't see that. And in fact, GT Racer has just got Noxie. Just overtaken Noxie, who made the error. Noxie has come into the pit. I wonder if Noxie has had enough of his tyres. Oh, he's got some damage, so maybe he's just thinking, I'll put some tyres on and just hope to finish this race now. As Matt Psycho is our race leader. He's setting purple times. It's on the medium tyres as well, ladies and gentlemen. Medium tyres. Doesn't matter what tyres you put Matt Psycho on. He will set purple times to go with his purple helmet. Hee, tee-hee, purple helmet. Cthulhu setting his best lap times because he is being chased down hard by Daz. Daz sees himself on that podium and he sees that 2nd place. Can he put himself back on 2nd place on the podium a 3rd time in the row? This is a man that didn't have a podium. That's what they say. Wait for 1, 3 come on along at once. Daz is looking at 2nd place again. Matt Psycho says his helmet is blue. Let's have a look at that. It looks pretty purple to me. So, Cthulhu defending though against Daz. This is where the battle is. On the last lap. And we've got a fight for 2nd. I blame Matt Psycho for being too good. And here comes Daz! Round the outside, up the inside now, and he takes 2nd place from Cthulhu. 2nd place looks to be Daz. It's pulling away now from the medium shod Cthulhu. There's not much Cthulhu can do against Daz. SNL Jam not close enough though. Setting fastest laps though for himself. Quite a big gap now to Jacques Jachard. That looked like take Wolfbane. It did. And there's those 15 turbos again, Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho, I feel like we need to get some chips for those salty tears that you have. Although, I mean, salty tears or not, you're still leading this race. Blue flags are waving. I think that is Pat up ahead. Yes, it is. So Pat deciding, you know what, I'm just going to do 9 laps of this race. Don't want to do any more. So Matt Psycho coming down this back straight. I forget what it's called. I've been told what it's called and I've forgotten because names of places are not my strong point. Don't ask me where I went on holiday, I will give you the wrong place. For sure. Here comes Matt Psycho. Round the final corner. He doesn't need 15 turbos. He wins here at the Nordschleife. Absolutely brilliant from Matt Psycho. Daz is currently 2nd, flying along Spucks. Coming up for the McLaren driver. An excellent drive by Daz. 2nd again. Coming through the final corner. And he crosses the line ahead of Cthulhu, who is right there. Sets his fastest lap. SNL Jam wasn't far off in the end. 5th place is Jacques Jajar. He'll be hoping. Let's just have a check on our big fight. No. Oh, has Guesty run out of fuel possibly? No. So, Jacques Jajar coming through the final corners. Wolfbane, here we go. This is the fight we want to see. So Jacques Jajar comes in 5th. Paleshi is in 6th. Back being competitive for Ferrari. Alexis Maximus is going to come home in 7th. Everybody is going to be pretty close actually here. Usually we have to wait. Oh, Alexis, hello. We usually have to wait quite a long time for drivers. I think, yes, Guesty has run out of fuel. Where is Cinnamod? Cinnamod's not close enough, so Guesty is going to crawl right across the line. He's got no fuel left. He's done a 5:54 last lap. Oh, Guesty. What happened there? Cinnamod in 9th place. Through the final corner for the Alpine driver. Then we've got GT Racer coming down the line at the back. I'll just read the comments. So, this is the fight I'm talking about. CSL Wolfbane, a feather of a car is definitely better than having 15 turbos at the Nordschleife. And Matt Psycho saying that was hard work. 8 qualifying laps. Fantastic, man. I don't know how you do it around this circuit. GT Racer coming through to complete the top 10. He's just going to have enough fuel. Will he set his fastest lap of the race? He does, a 5:34. And Noxie just not enjoying this circuit at all. And I'm going to stop it there, otherwise we will run out of time. Look at that, 4 seconds left to go. So here is your result. Let's have a look at the standings. So Matt Psycho wins for Williams. That's win number 3 of the season for the championship leader. 2nd is Daz for McLaren. 3rd is Cthulhu for Red Bull. Jam is 4th for Alpine. 5th is Jacques Jajar for Williams, his best result of the season. 6th is Paleshi for Ferrari. 7th is Alexis Maximus for Mercedes. 8th is Guesting for McLaren. 9th is Cinnamod for Alpine. 10th is GT Racer for Red Bull. 11th is Noxie for Aston Martin, and in 12th place is Pat for Aston Martin. The fastest lap was set by Matt Psycho at a 5:16.809. Okay, so that is round number 6. Round number 7 is at Tokyo. We are back for the night race, so make sure you are back next week to watch that race. The cars look spectacular in the dark, and it is a token spend session, so the team principals will be updating their cars. Upgrades will be happening to the cars, so the championship order will change and the competitiveness of the cars will be different. I hope you can join us again next week. The Porsches are back as well. Season 3 of the Porsche Cup will be back hopefully tomorrow night as I record this, so nice half-hour race to enjoy that. Some spectacular action from Sunday too. Thank you very much for watching. Like, share and subscribe as always. Thank you very much, Matt. Nice job. Well, it's a nice job just commentating on you guys and just seeing it from a different point of view. Okay, until next week, enjoy your week, keep safe. Those September nights are drawing in, as I say, but we will keep you warm with the excitement here in Formula X and the Sunday Night League.